brace yourselves. This'll be a challenge.
Stay back! I'm going to cut this weed down to size!
Burn! Ha! 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 Ha!
Ready, steady, go! I'll protect us.
Shine down!
Boba, get them! Eat this!
Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
What in the world was that thing?
Is everyone alright?
We're fine. But can you please— I take it this monster is whom I had the pleasure of meeting last—
Correct. As you might have guessed, this is a mutated whopper flower.
But can whopper flowers?
Not typically. But conditions on perhaps the dragon's blood seeped into the land, then was passed to the monsters via the ley lines.
How could that happen?
This mountain is home to the remains of Durin, the venomous dragon. If there is anywhere in the world one might expect, Durin was an artificially created life form. Its existence is nothing short of a miracle. In other words, this mountain we stand on is a cradle of life's—
The avalanche. It must have been the work of this imposter.
Agreed. All the other troubles you faced on the way down could also have been its handiwork. My guess is that it was
Right, I forgot all about that.
It's not inconceivable.
But what was its purpose? Was it just trying to get—
I have a preliminary hypothesis on this. Whopper flowers are masters of mimicry, and those we encounter in the wild often appear in the vicinity of the plant. In other words, the whopper flower likely has an instinct to replicate and replace. As a plant, it will disguise itself as another plant and infiltrate the group. But when it disguises—
It wanted to replace you and infiltrate our—
Yes. Maybe it created the avalanche to get rid of us. It was watching us the whole time.
Yes, that's exactly—
So when it approached and attacked Joel—
Perhaps. Or maybe it enjoyed posing as a human.
We're fortunate to have discovered it in time. I think the Traveler was the first person other than Альбедо to notice something was—
Traveler, how could you tell the real me and—
I want to know too. I had no idea the other guy was an imposter. They looked exactly the same to me.
I see. It goes to show how difficult it is to impersonate a human. This mutant whopper flower tried its best to replicate the original exactly, but still managed to
unbelievable. To think that Dragonspine creates such
Anyway, at least we won in the end. It looks like my method did work after all.
About that, if you're referring to having fallen down the mountain and avoided injury...
Huh?
Yes, that... Okay. We've been...
Yeah! Let's go!
situation here seems trickier than I thought.
Woohoo! I'm back!
Cyrus doesn't seem to be here. He must have headed up the mountain. Let's wait for—
Amber, are you feeling?
Yep, all good now. Nothing to worry.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys. If not for you, I really want to thank you all properly, but I can't think how at the—
Huh? You must be pretty used to being on the receiving end of people.
Come on. Sure, plenty of people have shown me kindness before, but that doesn't mean I will ever take it for granted.
Well, instead of repaying those who helped you, perhaps you could help others yourself. Everyone meets others in need from time.
Yep, you're right. That's what I've always tried to do, and will always continue to— Right. And when Cyrus gets back, I'll find some way to help him out too.
This has been quite an eventful day.
Yeah, it has. It's really hit me how tired I am now that I've started to relax.
I need to rest. Everyone, please excuse me for a while.
Yeah, I need to get some water and maybe a piece of fruit. Once I'm rested up.
Well, it looks like the curse of the mountain feels like an action-packed chapter as—
Why not? Then, please, you sense something too.
Huh? Are you going back to your camp again?
Good. Shall we? Sorry for bringing you back here once again. Some topics are best discussed.
Is this about the imposter?
That's right. I have to say, Traveler, I'm very surprised you noticed the difference between me and— Yes. This mark.
Ooh, sounds like the beginning.
Well, I can't deny that what I'm about to So, what do you think this diamond—
A tattoo?
No. Consider it a— Have you ever seen an intricate glass ornament and wondered how it was made? Well, one myth— glass blowing is not a widely known art in Tevat. For this reason, glass were made. As the name implies, glass blowing involves blowing air into a hole. Much like this type of glassware is known for having a pontal mark at the point where the blowpipe was inserted, where the hole—
Sounds kind of a myth.
It is a wondrous and beautiful art form. Alice says that these marks are seen as proof of the maker's fine handiwork. My mark is something similar to this. The difference between synthetic and natural life lies in the directional flow of the life force. The energy of a natural life form flows out from within. That's why flower buds bloom and curled leaves unfold. Creating life artificially, on the other hand, involves, to a certain extent, the alchemical substance drips and spreads out in all directions, resulting in this rather ingenious diamond shape.
Wow.
This mark is a sign of my artificial origins, and proof. I presume that the impostor intentionally avoided replicating this mark, so as not— You are fundamentally different from other people. I have few qualms, just as Paimon said. It all sounds like a story. Even if you were to tell anyone else, they would regard it— The transcendent and miraculous are not the only things to which human beings aspire. They pursue the everyday, the ordinary. People like to believe that those who are thoroughly different from themselves could only ever exist. Or, in other words, all the unfathomable things we've seen recently would make— I have friends who write novels. If they wrote this story, it'd probably be even more complex.
Making up stories is easy. Even Paimon.
Oh.
Paimon's the best guide
In that case, how about we have a storytelling contest? We can base our stories on the events of the last—
Sounds great!
I understand. Creativity is something that cannot be rushed. We'll see whose story is—
Deal! Okay, we'll regroup with the adventure.
Sure. My story. Yes, I should have known. Master's failed specimen in the dragon's belly. This is where the story truly begins. If we switched places, if you were the survivor, then as the abandoned experiment, the failure of the primordial human project, I'd want to replace you too. I would replicate your appearance, study your alchemy, and create miraculous life forms to divert your attention. I would wait for the right moment, then dispose of you and the Traveler, the sole person to have known your secret. And then, I could finally experience the joy of being brought into the world.